Hello everybody, it's Christy from Christy's Beautiful Life, and I'm here for Throwback Thursday, episode 2 for the month of July, doing our July kind of daily videos for you. There's, I think, a group of 6 of us doing this, so it's been really fun. And today we are showing you our oldest albums that we could get to. Not all of us could show you the exact first album we've ever done, so you'll see a wide range of things, but this is literally the very first album I ever created. It is an 8x8, I believe, and before I open it, I'll tell you there's pages missing because I have slowly taken some pages out and redone them, and I will be doing that because oh my goodness. But this is a good record for me to see what I have, so if I ever want to go back to see what my first style was like, I could just refer to this episode, so that's fine with me. But here you go. Are you ready? Is this in frame? I have Nora with me in my arms, so I'm one-handed here. But this album is about me, and I literally did it from my baby years until I think I was like 19 or 20. So that was 10 years ago now, and then, oh wow, because I turned 30 on Saturday. So a lot of memories, but this is my first one. You can see this was back in the day when we had that really like bright and bold pattern paper. You use those flowers and brads, and you didn't back your photos. And apparently I thought that a huge gap in between the letter B and the rest of the word made sense. This stuff just cracks me up. What I plan to do with this layout is, do you see this photo right here? I want to do that photo and compare it, and I can do it, we can do it live. Compare the photo with my daughter and show how much alike we are or how different we are. So I think this photo is the best one to do that with, so I'm excited to do that one day. Here is one, I'm just hoping that there's no glare, about, I was teething at the time. I think this was Christmas of like 88 maybe. So, and that's my dad, and yeah, there's no journaling, there's no nothing. There's some of these big acrylic shapes. I guess I made like a starburst with some ribbon. Old school rub-ons. Yep. So, and then as you can see, there's some blank pages because I've taken them out and either taken the photo to scrap or whatever I've done with it. So it kind of jumps into middle school life, and my parents, I really hope there's no glare. I'm so sorry if there is, but they are Civil War reenactors. Remember, I grew up in the States, so that it's not weird. And yeah, I used to have to dress up, and oh my goodness. Anyway, so this is me dressed up. You know what though, even though I could care less about the photo, but I like this purple, so I might try to salvage that and redo that somewhere. And then the buttons, you guys remember using buttons? These are buttons that had stickers on them already, so I didn't have to glue them down myself. That was pretty cool. This was when I got into using different like cut, you used to be able to buy a little, they're like rulers, but they have shapes. And so I did that. Thought that was pretty neat. This is my volleyball photo from grade 7. And again with the brads, and absolutely no layering and no journaling. And yeah, I did, however, like put stickers on my photo, so that's pretty cool. And then here's one again at an event with my 2 best friends. This one, I think, I mean, it says friendship, you get the point of it. And look, I added a layer of something. I mean, it doesn't actually match the color of the pattern paper, but it's there. So that's a good step in the right direction going into my style now. And then this random pop of green that's nowhere in my layout. Oh, it's so funny. So yeah, you know, I don't know. I like this pattern paper. I think it's cute. But yeah, just kind of no journaling about anything, but there's a photo. And then here's myself. My grandma wanted us all to dress up in patriotic colors for our family photo, and this was the very last family photo we ever did, and then we got single photos as well, so that's why I'm by myself here. Back in 2002, and I graduated in 05, so 2002 would have made me what, 10th grade? 9th grade. So I was in grade 9. Sorry, my math skills. And I used kind of some color, you know, patriotic colors to match with it. And then some random yellow sticker that says Sunkissed and the word preppy, which I think is really, really, really funny because I was not a preppy kid. But, you know, whatever. And this one is the one I want to share. This is my, out of all of my older layouts and my older styles and all of that, this one holds the most meaning to me. I actually took the card, my sister had given me a card with a really sweet letter that I have the part with the letter and stuff put it in a safe place. But I went and spent 2 weeks with my sister. We never lived together. She's 7 years older than me, and she lives in Victoria, and at this time she was living on her own, and I went and got to spend 2 full weeks with her during my summer vacation. And it was the best 2 weeks ever. I had so much fun with her. She had to work the whole time, but it was still so much fun. And so this is just documenting. I mean, there's no journaling about the actual event, but I don't know. It's a special layout just because of I can remember the memories from it. So there's that. I like circle cut this photo and square cut this one. So I don't know. I'm going to salvage this though and create a layout with it sooner or later. Here's a photo of me in the pool. No idea how old I was. I was obviously a teenager of some kind. But this is kind of cool. It's all a bunch of like rub-ons and stuff. And then I put chillin', which is still, that would still work. I could take this photo and use that. It's pretty, I could do that. Back in my skinnier days. Here is my senior photo. And that's why there's all this class of 05, graduation, green, yucky stuff. I hate green. I hate scrapping with green. You all know that, but that's what came, and you just took what you could with graduation stuff because there wasn't a whole lot out there at the time. And then these brads that I didn't even poke through the paper, I just pulled out the prongs to it and then glued them down. You know, whatever. There's that. That it will definitely get re-scrapped. A photo of me on the beach. This would have been after high school, probably the summer I graduated high school because I'm a little bit bigger there. My senior year of high school, I went from 140 pounds, I think I was, 135 maybe, and I bloomed to 180. And it's not something I talk about because it's so long ago, but I was in a very emotionally abusive relationship, and so my thing to do was to eat, and so all of my senior year is kind of got a dark cloud over it as to why I don't have a lot about it. I did graduate and I got to go to Mexico and do lots of fun things, but it's not the best time of my life, so I don't tend to document it very much, so you're only going to see a couple of things there, whereas in a lot of other cases I would have probably over documented my graduation year because it's supposed to be such a fun time. But this is cool. I did like multiple like layers behind my photo. I like that. I think that's pretty neat. And then there's a sticker that says dream big, and then I put all of those there. So, you know, it's a little bit of a hint into what my style could be like now, right? And then here is me. This is after so let me finish telling you the story. So anyways, I finally realized right around May, and you graduate in June, that I was in a bad relationship. I got out of it, thank goodness. Everything was fine. There was no issues getting out of it. He actually ended up joining the Air Force and left, so it was fine. And within, so this would have been July, end of July, August of that same year, I just dropped 30 pounds. It was crazy. So that just shows you sometimes there's little signs like weight gain that should be a red flag to people. It wasn't for my family, which kind of sucks, but thankfully I was able to do it on my own. And so this is kind of a photo that says, I did it all on my own. I had met another guy at that time who was a really sweet guy, and life was good. That would have been, and then this is a couple years later, so then we're into 07. So, and by then I was still dating the same guy, and life was really good, and I was just spending my summers swimming. I did work, but I got to have my mornings, because I worked a lot of night shifts, and so my mornings were spent hanging out. And what I love about this photo is my little dog is there. He's not little at all. He was half husky, half German Shepherd. He was huge, but I don't know. So I will definitely just grab this photo too. I like that. Even though I've got words on my photos, I think I can work around that. And this was back when I, you know, just randomly put ribbon on. And look, I finally documented something. Woohoo! So that was kind of fun. And finally, I have this photo of Christmas, and this was probably Christmas of 07, and I did like a layer of green, and then just some things, and then it just says my favorite season, Christmas / winter, because, you know, Christmas is a season. And so the C is supposed to stand for Christmas, because that's, again, a season. So anyways, this album totally cracks me up. And, you know, like I said, I have a little bit of a darker time to look at, but in the big scheme of things, that was such a short, it was literally, I met this guy the summer of my grade 11 going into grade 12, and I was able to get away from the relationship in May. So you're talking about less than a year of my life, and I'm 30. So 29 years of goodness, I think I can take the 1 year of not so goodness. Anyways, that was so not scrapbooking related. I apologize about that rambling. I hope you enjoyed this, and I will be back tomorrow with something kind of fun. I'm excited for tomorrow's layout, so stay tuned for tomorrow. Bye, everyone.